You paid for it, you're the one insuring it, you're making those payments every single month. But what if I told you there's a huge part of your truck that was never yours to begin with? And honestly, most owners have absolutely no idea.
So let me just ask you straight up. Your name's on the title, right? It's sitting there in your driveway. Your hard-earned money is paying for it. But is it truly 100% yours? Well, the short answer is no. And the long answer? That's what we're going to break down right now. And here it is. This is the heart of the whole issue. The single most complex, most critical system in your modern truck, the software that makes everything go, was never actually sold to you. And the company that wrote that code, they can change it, they can limit it, or they can even disable parts of it without ever setting foot near your driveway.
To really get this, we have to kind of shift how we think about a truck. I mean, it's not just a machine with an engine and four wheels anymore, not by a long shot. It's a rolling, connected, constantly updating computer that just so happens to have a bed and a tow hitch.
And the sheer scale of this is, well, it's staggering. We're talking about over 150 million lines of code. Think about that. That is more software than it takes to run a Boeing 787. It's more software than in most hospital systems. And it controls literally everything, from your engine timing and your transmission shifts to your radio and your backup camera.
And not one single line of that code actually belongs to you.
So this brings us to this really fundamental difference that dealers, well, they never explain this part. And why would they? Because honestly, explaining it would probably kill the sale. It's the difference between the physical truck you buy and the digital engine you're only allowed to borrow.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, yeah, that's what your money bought. The steel, the leather, the glass, all the physical parts. But everything on the right, you're basically renting it. The software, the features it unlocks, and any future updates, that's all controlled by the manufacturer through something called a license.
So what even is a software license? At its core, it's just permission. It's a legal agreement that says, sure, you can use our software according to our rules. But the key thing to remember is that they, the manufacturer, keep the ultimate ownership and control. They set the rules, not you, them. Okay, so how do they actually use this control? Well, it's through something you've probably heard of, over-the-air updates or OTA updates. This basically means they can change your truck's programming from a server hundreds of miles away. It can happen while it's parked in your driveway, even while you're asleep. And look, if you think this is some hypothetical problem for the future, it's not. This is happening right now. GM used a software update to completely remove popular features like Apple CarPlay from its new vehicles. Ford has pushed out updates that literally change how a truck's engine performs. Ram changed how towing data gets displayed. All of this was done remotely to trucks that people had already bought and paid for.
And that's the part that's just so jarring, right? As the owner, you have zero say in these changes. There's no negotiation, no decline update button, and you're definitely not getting a refund for a feature that was there yesterday and is just gone today.
So why? Why are they doing this? What's the real motivation here? Well, the villain in this story isn't a person or even a single company. It's a business model. And it's a model that has proven to be incredibly profitable in other industries.
This is probably the best way to think about it. The automakers looked at Apple, which became one of the world's most valuable companies, not just by selling phones, but by building this locked software ecosystem that generates money month after month. They want to do the exact same thing with your truck.
And you could already see this happening with the features they're locking behind paywalls. Things like advanced driver systems like Blue Cruise, even comfort features like heated seats or remote start. The crazy part is the hardware is already built into your truck. You're just being charged a monthly fee to switch on the software that makes it work. These are features being held hostage.
And if you want to see where this road leads, you just have to look at the farming industry. John Deere really pioneered this model. They use software to stop farmers from fixing their own tractors, forcing them to use authorized dealers for even basic repairs. Imagine that. A farmer with a broken-down $500,000 tractor during harvest season, totally helpless. That is the exact roadmap for the auto industry.
The money behind this is just mind-blowing. The auto industry is projected to make $18 billion a year from these software subscriptions and services by 2030. This isn't just some side business for them. This is becoming a central part of their entire financial strategy.
And let's be absolutely crystal clear where that $18 billion comes from. It's not from new customers buying new trucks. It's money extracted directly from existing owners year after year.
It's coming from people who already paid for the truck sitting in their driveway.
Okay, so that's the problem. And yeah, it feels pretty overwhelming, but, and this is important, you are not powerless here. So let's pivot and talk about what you can actually do to protect yourself and protect your investment.
Here are 5 clear, actionable steps you can take right now. First, before you buy, research the over-the-air update history for that model. See what features they've added or, more importantly, what they've taken away. Second, demand a written list of every single subscription-based feature from the dealer. If they get squirrely about it, that's a huge red flag. Third, get to know the right to repair laws in your state. This is legislation designed to fight back against this stuff. Fourth, find a trusted independent mechanic who knows your model inside and out. Build that relationship now before you need it. And fifth, maybe consider older models. A truck from just a few years ago might give you far more true ownership than a brand new one.
So here's the bottom line. That sticker price, that's just the price of admission. The true cost of owning a modern truck is now measured over its entire life, in monthly fees, in being forced to go to the dealer, and in the risk of features you thought you'd paid for just disappearing.
This whole digital trap changes everything, from the features you can use to the resale value of your truck. But you know, there's another, even bigger fight that's brewing. And it's all about what happens when something inevitably breaks. Can you even fix the truck you supposedly own? And that, well, that's where this gets even more complicated.